देवो भव। ये हमारे भारत का वो स्लोगन है जब हमारे भारत में कोई भी दूसरे देश से आता है। अच्छा लगता है कि जब हमारी भारतीय संस्कृति इतने गर्व से हमारे अतिथि का स्वागत करती है। मैं बड़ा गर्व महसूस कर रही हूँ बीइंग अ रिसर्च स्कॉलर मैनेजमेंट डिपार्टमेंट की। मैं आपको ये बताना चाहूँगी कि साइकोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट में 2 डे इंटरनेशनल वर्कशॉप हो रही है जो स्टूडेंट्स को स्टडी के साथ स्ट्रेस से कैसे डील किया जाता है ये बताएगी। तो आज मैं आप लोगों को मिलवाना चाहूँगी अनिते मैम से जो स्पेन से आई हैं। पहले मैं इनके बारे में आपको कुछ बता देती हूँ। ये क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट हैं, डायरेक्टर ऑफ द सेंटर फॉर फेसिक फैमिली थेरेपी वैलेसिना स्पेन से। मैम, आई वेलकम यू ऑन दिस स्टेज. Ma'am, actually I really want to talk about how the students deal with the studies. Sometimes being a scholar, I really face imposter syndrome. I just bored about my research. I just leave all the studies and think ki I don't know how will my PhD complete. So for the students, what advice will you give so that they can get rid of this boredom from the study, ma'am?
That is a very important question. First of all, I would like to apologize because I don't speak Hindi.
Okay, ma'am.
I have to talk in English. I hope it is understandable.
Yes, ma'am.
Because if not, it would be a loss of time for the people who do
Yes,
it.
ma'am.
And I know that your question, your blog is important for them.
Yes, ma'am.
So if I think of nowadays and the kind of purposeful life you want to live because you project yourself to be a psychologist, because that's what I am about to talk about.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are heading a lot of different situations where somebody who's your teacher or the department you're working for obliges you to a certain topic of research.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't really choose. So it is more or less the same situation as when you're in college. You have to go through certain subjects you don't really fancy a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
But you have to fulfill them just to have a certain degree from where on you want to try to do your best with a chosen subject.
Yes, ma'am.
So especially PhD programs or master programs oblige you to do written work, to write a thesis or whatever. And often this thesis is not the thing you really dreamt of to do
Yes, ma'am.
when you started the study. So it is like somebody sometimes said, if you point at the moon,
Yes, ma'am.
you should not stop looking at the finger.
Yes, ma'am.
So the first thing I would say is, don't mistake what you're doing right now for the end of your journey. It is a part of the journey. If this part of the journey is just not fitting into your possibilities, or even worse, if it really contradicts part of what you think you should do, then you might want to change.
Okay.
Unless that is happening, I would just tell you, just keep on looking at the moon and not at the finger.
Ma'am, just being a research scholar, I sometimes face that now, if I choose some subject, when I get bored about that subject, I doesn't want to do study or research about that subject. Then I feel why I have taken this topic for research. So what will you tell the research scholar that they should maintain that concentration about that topic? You know, how to get rid of this stress. Actually, ma'am, in India we have 5 years for PhD, and being a 5th year student, I really get stressed, and being a heart patient, I'm really stressed that how I will complete my PhD degree. I want to ask this ki, beside writing thesis, how I can maintain my mental peace, ma'am?
I understand. Well, I think you are born in a country that was made for meditation.
Yes, ma'am.
And made for yoga, and you have all the tools there, even in your body, because that must be embodied somewhere.
Yes, ma'am.
So stress management and arousal regulation starts with the body, always. There's no way out of it.
Okay.
And that is the first step to self-regulate yourself and to cope with the ongoing day-to-day stress. You're in the 5th year. It's the worst. Because when you start a career, you think, oh, when I be there, I will be so much better. And then you discover you're not only not better, you're even more stressed. So there's a kind of bias in your head that is running that whatever moment you can be in is better than the one that you are
Yes,
in
ma'am, you're
right
right.
now. So the first thing I would say, the best moment is the current moment.
Okay.
So that is absolutely true. That the the Westerns don't get that very much.
Yes, ma'am.
But Eastern mentality already had that in the mindset all the time. It is very hard to grab in a given moment. You have to really ground yourself, get into yourself, and then know it from
ma'am.
inside out. Because that's not from outside.
Yes, ma'am. That's an inner meditation.
It is an inner meditation state, and it has to do, and then keep your mind focused on, of course, the last year is the worst. It's like a career. It's
Yes,
called
ma'am.
career because it's a career. It's like a marathon. 5 years is a marathon.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
it's not a
Really.
short. It's not 200 meters sprint.
Ma'am, actually, na, I really want to share some story about you. Few days ago, na, I was just scrolling the reels and I just see a reel that someone is saying that PhD degree is not about a fancy thing. It's deal about how you start the journey and being a mother of two. I know that for me, my PhD is not a fancy degree. You are right that it is a traveling of 5 years, hard work, meditation, the stress we are going through, every type of stress. तो मैं आप लोगों को बताना चाहूँगी, जैसे मैम ने कहा है कि हम उस देश के वासी हैं जहाँ पे योगा मेडिटेशन को बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ावा दिया जाता है। तो ये मुझे बड़ा गर्व होता है ये कहते हुए कि इंडिया ने जो मेडिटेशन और योगा ईस्टर्न और वेस्टर्न नेशंस में भी इतना ज़्यादा कर दिया है कि बाहर के जो साइकोलॉजिस्ट हैं वो इस चीज़ को बोलते हैं कि डू मेडिटेशन, डू योगा फॉर दिस मेंटल पीस. And then, ma'am, the last question is about the career, ma'am. Sometimes I feel कि no yaar, I'm just 35 years old. If I do some hard work in early stage, I will be at that place. So sometimes in night na, in my unconscious mind, I just start feeling very nervous, and I just sit up and think,
Wake up.
and I just wake up and think, yaar, Preeti, you are not doing good thing, you are not doing hard work, you are not achieving the thing that other has achieved. For that situation, what are the factors will you suggest me to keep my mind calm in night so that I can take a good sleep and wake up in a good mood, ma'am?
Okay, that is, you're feeding into aspects.
Yes, ma'am.
One is your own expectations, where how fast you should proceed and go on with your
Yes,
own
ma'am.
career. And sometimes we expect ourselves to be faster than we are. We are not patient.
Yes, ma'am.
We are also not grateful. We don't look back and see, oh, how far have I come till
Yes,
now?
ma'am.
So because that's already a long, long career you have. So the first thing to be, I would suggest you treat yourself as your best friend.
Yes, ma'am. That
Because
right.
if your best friend, I know if your best friend comes to you and says, look what's happening to me, I've not gone further, I thought I would be there, what would you tell her? You would tell her, but what you're talking about, you have 2 kids, you have a family, you do these things, you are you're a 10.10 woman. Relax, be patient with yourself, be kind. This is a part of kindness that is not selfishness. It's not self-indulgence. It is just. Because you're not just to yourself. You would do that with any person you love.
Yes, ma'am.
And so the kindness that you can be with you. And you just say to yourself, this is my absolutely crazy achievement mind. I've been taught like this. Especially as a woman now. We have to achieve, because if we don't achieve, we don't get even into the jobs. We can't do anything. So, no.
We just have to be calm ourselves.
Yes, be patient with yourself, because you've already taken a long run, and you're not going to stop here, because these running thoughts in your mind, I've not done enough, the not enough syndrome, is just awful. It's part of the society.
Okay,
It should
ma'am.
not be in your, because you tried your best. The same that you would say to your best friend. You would say, I don't understand what you're saying. You tried your best. I know better. So this treating yourself as your best friend would be one of the things I would recommend you at night. You just go back, you see the things, you are grateful for what you've been able to do, thankful to the people that help you, and just patient to go on with the next day to fulfill the rest of the things you have to do. That would be some of the things.
Okay, ma'am. And ma'am, I think now some of the students are being suffering from overthinking, ma'am. And I'm also the biggest example of overthinking, because if I'm sitting in the office now, my mind is always overthinking. So, what are the advice will you give to how we can overcome this overthinking, ma'am? Because I think, ma'am, it is suffering my career, it is suffering my family background also, because I'm that kind of a person which is open to everyone. But if I'm sitting alone, then my mind start thinking, Preeti, it's not going, it's not going. So being a psychologist, what will you advise how to overcome this overthinking, ma'am?
The psychology has a part that is psychophysiology and biopsychological background.
Yes, ma'am.
So we know that we have a part of our mind that is just this overthinking mind. It's called the monkey mind.
Okay, ma'am.
And so I would tell you, you just start, and you are aware of the monkey mind you have, and if you want to catch a monkey, what do you have to do? Do you want to catch a monkey or get a monkey out of your house? What do you do?
Ma'am, in Indian culture, we just feed him up a banana or some fruit.
You give him a banana, and
Yes,
then
ma'am.
he goes out.
Then he goes. Ma'am, really, in India, this happens, ma'am. Whenever monkey arrives in a home, now, then our mother-in-law or father-in-law, they say, Preeti, just give him a monkey. Then he will go. Ma'am, literally, they go, ma'am. They just only want monkey or some food.
Wonderful. That is, then you give me the idea of the Indian monkeys, because
Yes, ma'am.
probably because I would not have used
Yes,
the monkey thing if I would not be here. So you give your monkey a banana. That
Yes, ma'am.
means you just focus on one single thing you have already accomplished. Not that you have to do,
Yes,
that
ma'am.
what you did the day before. You give the monkey a banana. That
Yes,
means,
ma'am.
oh, yesterday I tried to do this and it worked out. This is what I did yesterday. Okay, I give my brain, the monkey brain, a banana, and then I stand up. You need to move.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
if you don't move, your brain will not switch. The
Yes, ma'am.
context is exactly what you say. You're alone, you're quiet, and you don't move. That is when the monkey brain starts. So you give yourself the banana. That means yesterday I did that well. So here is this for the monkey brain. Then you get up, and then you take a walk around the kitchen or wherever you're working.
Yes, ma'am.
If you can do some weightlifting, it is better. Then you take a chair, you put it from one side to the other. That will switch your brain into a different mode. It will get out of the monkey brain mode and it gets into work mode again. And then you sit yourself down and you start with one thing that you really have to do. You write something, you make a thing for a reel, you do whatever you like to do, and then you start. That will break your brain, the overthinking cycle.
Okay, ma'am. And the last question of this blog is, what are you thinking about the Indian students, ma'am?
I am absolutely amazed about Indian students. I had no idea. I think they're struggling with two very different cultures. Some culture that has to do with a lot of memory work.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think they know for this world they have to have knowledge, but the way of acquiring knowledge has changed totally. So they have to find a way of the new information processes feed into what they have to do in the future.
Yes, ma'am.
And that is very difficult. And I also think that part of the discipline they have is very, very good, because
Yes,
that
ma'am.
helps them for certain tasks. But it is not good for other tasks. So it's like everything has to have a balance.
Yes, ma'am.
And this conflictual situation and pattern they have to face is not easy, because there's not been a generation before this. So there's no modeling. They have to go through the process themselves, and that is what I think is extremely difficult for a lot of people, because they get very confused.
Yes, ma'am. We are very confusing about everything, ma'am. If we see
Yeah.
some foreign student everywhere. We just know, wow, he's from foreign. I think he knows very well about everything, ma'am. This is the mentality of Indian students, ma'am. I really think
That is not true. I swear. I swear it's not true.
ma'am, because I also face this thing, ma'am. Because देखो, in Delhi we have JNU, in we are having Aligarh Muslim University where many of the foreign students visit. We think, yeah, they are from foreign, they have more knowledge than us, but this is not true, ma'am, in all the cases, ma'am. So, ma'am, it's really a good session with you, ma'am. In the last, ma'am, I will teach you two Haryanvi words, ma'am.
Indian words?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Which are
you
they?
say Ram Ram ji.
Ram Ram ji.
Ma'am, please see on the camera and say
Ram Ram ji.
ओके, ये था मेरा आज का ब्लॉग। बीइंग अ रिसर्च स्कॉलर एकेडमिक्स में ये चीज़ें बहुत ज़रूरी होती हैं, क्योंकि रिसर्च स्कॉलर से पहले मैं एक स्टूडेंट भी थी और टीचिंग में मेरे 10 साल हो गए हैं। मैम के साथ मैं इसलिए बैठी थी क्योंकि जो चीज़ें मैं फेस करती हूँ, ओवर थिंकिंग की, स्टडीज़ करते करते मुझे इम्पोस्टर सिंड्रोम होता था कि यार नहीं, मैं लैपटॉप बंद कर देती हूँ, मेरे से नहीं काम हो रहा। फिर मुझे मेरे फादर का ड्रीम आता है, नहीं प्रीति तुझे डॉक्टर बनना है। फिर वो चीज़ मेरे को ज़्यादा मोटिवेट करती है। तो मैं आशा करती हूँ कि मैम ने जो चीज़ें बताई हैं वो हर स्टूडेंट्स के लिए उतनी ही ज़रूरी हैं जितनी मेरे लिए ज़रूरी हैं। तो मैं मैम का बड़े दिल से धन्यवाद करती हूँ कि मैम आपने मुझे टाइम दिया, और मुझे कहते हुए बड़ा गर्व हो रहा है कि इसी तरीके से हम भारत में अपने अतिथियों का स्वागत करते हैं। अतिथि देवो भव। राम राम जी।
Ram Ram ji.
थैंक यू मैम।